Boom. All right. Welcome back to another episode of CFB Enthusiast, guys. My name is Jimmy. That's Jacob. That's Patrick. Welcome back to the College Football Pod. Today, we're going to give y'all a preview of the conference championship game, predictions at least, for the season, each Power Four conference, plus our highest rated group of five team. We're going to give y'all our championship game predictions plus the winner, and who gets that automatic spot in the CFP. Um, we're gonna head right into this thing. First, we have some breaking news. Keelan Russell has been named the starter at Alabama. Um, from Pete Thamel says Alabama has named Keelan Russell team starting quarterback. He won the job on camp over Austin Mack. This decision fits the timeline that Kalen DeBoer prefers. They have 2 weeks of practice for Keelan to operate as QB1 and hone in on the packages that highlight his dual threat ability. Guys, what do you think about Keelan Russell getting the starting job there at Alabama? Are you surprised? Are you optimistic for this thing? How y'all feeling?
I wasn't I wasn't surprised. Um, I think it's yeah, I wasn't surprised. It it went about how I thought it would go. I thought he was better than Austin Mack. And obviously so did DeBoer. So yeah, I think Bama will be good. They still got it's still Bama. They still have all the talent, and I think he might be the most talented quarterback that DeBoer has had, like in general, at any school.
I can see that because Penix kind of worked his way to being very good and being what he was at Washington. Um, but as far as like just pure talent, pure skill, from what I've seen, yeah, Keelan Russell looks like he's that boy for
He
sure.
has he has the ability to throw like picks and the ability to run like
Yeah, and when that's going to be really interesting because killing the board quarterbacks haven't been much of a runner,
mhm.
so it's going to be interesting to see how Keelan Russell is used as far as with his legs, using him to the best of his ability as a runner as well as being a passer. As far as how polished he is as a passer, I mean that's gonna remain to be seen, but there's no doubt that the talent is there for sure. Um, my thing for Alabama is are they going to be able to run the football better this year than they were last year? They were god awful running the football last year, like something we didn't see at Alabama for a very long time under Nick Saban. Can they get back to that at least a little bit and take that pressure off of the quarterback? Because there was a lot of pressure on Ty Simpson last year, and he played well for the most part. But as the season went along, you kind of saw how the lack of a run game really hurt Alabama, right? The SC championship game, the playoff game against Indiana, it wasn't even close. And I think that speaks to the lack of physicality that we saw in the offensive line. So I think it starts at the offensive line and then going to the running game. That's going to determine how good this Alabama offense is going to be in 2026. And
Yeah.
also Ryan Williams too. Is he gonna have a bounce back year? I mean, do y'all think he's due for a bounce back?
I think Keelan so allowed not that Simpsons was bad. Simpson's a good QB, but Keelan was bigger arm. I think it'll allow Ryan to get back to his big play of he can stretch the field, he can catch the ball underneath, but it'll give the ability. Yeah, I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll get back to what we saw with Jalen 2 years ago.
Yeah. Um, bro, this 2023. I don't know
Young,
if y'all seen it.
Oh, I saw it.
young, yeah.
And Keelan Russell at quarterback, Decory Moore wide receiver, Caden Durham at running back, Colin Simmons at edge, KJ Ford at edge, Landon Barnes at edge, Alex January at ND line, and Zach Turner as a tight end. All starting caliber guys at their respective schools, and in some cases, star players.
All power five.
Whew.
Nice.
That's got to be, yeah, one of the most stacked, I guess, high school rosters we've seen in like recent history for sure.
And that's not even other guys playing at just smaller schools too.
What was that?
And that's not even counting guys that are playing at like smaller schools.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, Keelan Russell named starter at Alabama. We're gonna see how he fares. But I like you said, Jacob, it wasn't a surprise to me. I always thought he was due to be a starter at Alabama. It was just a matter of time. So I'm happy for him. All right. Steve Sarkisian has dismissed linebacker Ty Anthony Smith, who is a projected starter for them this year. In a quote by Steve Sarkisian, reported by CJ Vogel, insider for Texas, CJ Vogel said, or in the tweeted that Steve Sarkisian on the dismissal of linebacker Ty Anthony Smith. He was dismissed, contract detrimental to the team. That's just what it is. I didn't like it. It's an unfortunate situation. Now, to me, it looks like it had been something really serious for them to just kick him off the team 2 weeks before the season. Jacob, I want to ask you this. When someone says contract detrimental to the team, is this more like a broad statement, or like because this could range from a host of different things, right?
Yeah.
And there's really no telling.
There's no telling, like whether they had a team, they had like team rules and team contracts, or he did something in the locker room, or I mean, yeah, that choice of words is such it leaves a door open for so many different things.
Yeah, and it sucks because I really liked Anthony Smith and how he came on over the later half of the season. He's a real undersized linebacker. Like if you look at him, he looks like a cornerback or a safety, but he could fly to the ball. He's very agile to get up underneath blocks and things like that. He had 59 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions. So he was really productive when he was on the field this past season. And it just sucks that he's out on an already relatively thin linebacker room for Texas. We were talking, guys. Tyler Atkinson's going to have to come in and get meaningful snaps right away at linebacker. So I think. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things, but you never really know until the guy's out there in week one, making plays. But so Rasheem Bio is going to have to hold down that linebacker room for sure because it looks very thin right now.
It's interesting because Patrick said Atkinson yesterday, and you said his name too. But when I look at the depth chart, the second Mike backer, they had it listed as Justin Cryer from Florida State.
Okay.
They give you experience.
Yeah, I mean that's a green dot guy that's calling the defense. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Who it'll be, I don't know.
I
Either
mean, yeah,
way, it's got to get figured out before week 2.
yeah, for sure. I mean, because you got Brad Spence who plays off the ball, Landon Jackson. showed flashes last year. So those guys gonna have to really, really step up, take their game to the next level. All right, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Our conference championship game predictions. We're gonna go from ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, SEC. We're gonna give our championship game prediction, and then we're gonna give our winner, who's gonna get that automatic spot into the playoffs. So ACC, who wants to start it off?
Are we doing the score? Maybe.
Just the winners.
Uh, oh, I clicked the wrong thing. ACC. I have Miami. I think I touched on it. Last week. I think as long as Miami has the ball, they're going to be the favorite to win the ACC. I think Miami small bubble. Clemson were last for like that 8-9 year stretch. He brought in defense, uh, but it also touches on who you touched on last week, Jimmy. I have them beating Louisville. I think Louisville. Well, Louisville's schedule is super easy. Dethrone doesn't really lose games he's not supposed to lose. So I think they'll play the ACC title game and then Miami takes that one.
I like it. I also have Miami. I think Miami just has too much firepower for that conference to overcome on both sides of the ball. But I have Miami beating Cal.
I almost
Ooh.
did Cal.
I like what Cal did in the portal. They got some weapons for JKS. And then you got Tosh Lapointe. He got some guys over in the portal for that defensive side of the ball. So he's going to have them playing physical and fast, and they're going to scheme up some good things and confuse some quarterbacks. So I got Miami over Cal in the ACC title game.
I like that. They were quietly pretty decent last year.
Yeah. And the big thing for them is they got a quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
The Cal. The one thing that shot they have so many transfers playing.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Miami as well. You think they would finally make the ACC title game?
Thing.
We said that last year, and we saw what happened. But I think they've upgraded at the quarterback position, but they did lose out on their two monsters, Bane, Mesidor, some
Yeah.
other key guys. But they still bring back a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong on the defensive side. So I don't think that's going to be a real issue. But I think Miami is going to run the table in the ACC, go 9-0, and I think they're going to play Louisville in the Big Ten, Big and the ACC title game. Louisville, like you said, Jeff Brom's a really good coach, and he wins most of the games like they're supposed to win. There's not really any games where it's like what happened there. Like you don't really see that much with them. Uh, with a light that combined with them having a light schedule, I think will bode well for them. And I think they're going to be good enough to make it to the ACC championship game and be a borderline playoff team, in my opinion. But I think Miami wins the ACC finally, and they go on to the playoffs.
I like it.
Hey,
Yeah.
At some
no, you know what that means? It's probably not going to be Miami then.
I mean, it's the ACC. We're probably going to get like a 8-4, like NC State versus like a 7-5, like Duke.
NC It was CJ Bailey.
I really like CJ Bailey.
Oh, he's a dog.
He's nice,
I
bro.
think he should have transferred, but
See, but I honestly respect him more for staying.
yeah, because Hollywood got up out of there, but
Yeah, they brought in they brought in Joe Trader from Miami, and
I think if I'm not mistaken, he might have played with Bailey in high school
yeah, two receivers that transferred
because
in.
they're from Miami.
They're from
The two receivers that transferred in were teammates with CJ. It was CJ Bailey, it was
Jojo.
Jordan Trader,
The other
receiver, and Jeremiah Smith.
were all teammates.
Yeah, they're all from South Florida.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Now Big Ten title game.
Big Ten or Big 12?
Big Ten.
Okay.
Who we got?
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. They got pictures from Buffalo.
Buffalo. He's a dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Big Ten. This was tough for we going back and forth. I wasn't too sure who was going to lose to Oregon. Um, just USC, Indiana, Ohio State, will all play each other.
Hey, I do hear echo, so I don't know if y'all want to mute it when each other's talking.
Do you still hear it?
No, you're good.
I think I was just talking super loud. Um, I was going back and forth on who was going to play Oregon because Indiana, Oregon, USC, and Ohio State all play each other. But I'm gonna have to probably give the upper hand to Indiana to make it, and then I'll pick Oregon for beat them.
Indiana, Oregon.
Yeah, and then Oregon wins this time.
Well, I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think it's not. I think it's natty or bust for us.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, I'm gonna go with Ohio State versus Penn State.
I almost put Penn State just because they're scheduled
Just
too.
because, simply because of their schedule. If I think Ohio State loses a conference game, but I think each of Penn State, Oregon, and USC all lose two, and I think it gives the tiebreaker to Penn State because I think I have Penn State beating USC. Um, but I think I have USC beating Oregon. So that weird tiebreaker thing, Penn State would go on to the Big Ten title game against Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins, but I think Penn State gets there by way of their schedule. But I also do think that there's they're a really high floor team. I don't think if they win anything less than 8 games, it's going to be a really red flag. But I don't think that's going to happen. With Rocco Becht, Hansen, the running back who came from Iowa State as well, and they're really soft schedules. So give me Penn State and Ohio State in a Big Ten title game with Ohio State winning.
I like it.
I have Oregon winning the Big Ten, and I have USC losing to Oregon in the Big Ten title game. Uh, for me, I kind of touched on it last week. I think USC has a potential to be the second best team in the Big Ten, especially now that it's my office third year with Lincoln, and Lincoln finally has a legitimate, bona fide even the coordinator that is a Hall of Fame head coach, Gary Patterson. So I think that makes the world of difference for USC this year.
I like it. I really like it. Um, Big 12. I feel like I'll I'll go with BYU and Houston in the title game. Um, I think BYU is going to go 11-1. I think Houston's going to go 10-2. I think the Big 12 is a four-team conference right now. Houston, BYU, Tech, and Utah. Um, I'd be surprised if any two of those other any team that's not one of those four teams makes the title game. But I'm really big on Houston this year. But I think BYU's out for revenge. Um, they felt like, they had a real shot to make the playoffs and win the title game, but Texas Tech had other plans. I think they'll be better than Texas Tech this year, and I think Houston joins them in the Big 12 title game.
I'm I'm right there with you. I also have BYU over Houston. Again, same thing you said. I think BYU's out for blood. I think Houston's a legit team. They got a legit defense. They got Weidman back, and Willie Fritz is a winner. But for me, it has a lot more to do with I think Texas Tech just lost too many guys on that side of the ball on defense. I don't know that Will Hammond's that guy. I don't know that he's the guy, and I don't know that his coaches think he's the guy because they went out and got Sorsby. So that shows me number one, hey, Will Hammond wasn't the first choice. And now there's rumblings of Texas Tech's interested in Tommy Castellanos, which is crazy beyond means. But again, it's if they're still looking for a quarterback at this point, what does that tell us about Will Hammond?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got BYU, Houston. I think those are the two best teams right now in the Big 12.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I have BYU and Houston. I couldn't decide who was just Oklahoma State. Um, I just like BYU. I think I had those are my top two coaches in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Um, but I like BYU. I think BYU has more. They said they felt like they should have made the playoffs last year, so they have more of a vengeance this year. Um, so I think that gives them the upper hand over Houston. But I'm buying into all the. I might be Oklahoma State's biggest hype man this off season. I just really like what they brought.
I'm gonna get you an
Yeah.
Oklahoma State hat.
Do I?
I'm gonna get you an Oklahoma State hat.
I'm sure Jacob has one because he went for. Do you have one?
Probably.
I don't know where. Um, I just like what they did in the portal, and the Big 12 is to me it's open. Like Tech ran through it last year. I don't think they'll be as good this year, like y'all were just touching on. I think it's open for OK State, BYU, Houston, TCU, Arizona State. Like the Big 12 might be the one of the two conference. I don't know. I feel like all the conferences are they're pretty open right now. Like there's no clear cut. Oh, this team is gonna win. Aside from maybe the ACC, but again, Miami finds a way to not.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna just take OK State. Like I said, I like what they did when they brought in that offensive trio from UNT and they used the portal. Um, I don't know. I think they'll be next. We'll see week 2 versus Oregon. Even if they lose, see how the competitive they play. I was wrong. Jimmy, you asked me the score last week. It was 69-3.
That was nasty work.
third quarter, and then we took everybody out and put in all freshmen.
Like I remember watching that game. I was just like, it was 14-0 in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was 69-3 after 3 quarters.
The funniest part was in the press conference leading up to the game, Mike Gundy said he wasn't worried about the sound. And then after the first quarter, he said the noise of the stadium is really affecting us.
He said something else before that too. Wasn't he bitching about the NIL, how Oregon has NIL
Yeah,
or something like that?
Mike Gundy, cool. Dude, that dude cries. There's a reason he retired. Uh, yeah, they had 8 false starts, but I guess the sound wasn't too important. It's okay. Now we got to go to Boone picking.
Boone Pickens, they slapped the little thing on the wall.
Yeah. I have been looking up. No, you're good. I'll tell you after.
You good? Okay. SEC championship. I have Georgia for sure because I mean they have a very, very manageable SEC schedule, which that's rare, but they do. And it pains me to say this, but I have Oklahoma in the championship game. I think they'll I feel like this is gonna be a weird year for Texas where they win every other game but lose to their two rivals. Like we've been dominating our rivals too good recently.
Yeah.
And hopefully that keeps going, but I just feel like we're just due to lose to our rivals. Um, and I feel like we'll lose to Oklahoma, and that'll be enough for a tiebreaker scenario. And Oklahoma would get in above us, even though we'd have a better record. Like I would have Texas at 10-2 and Oklahoma at 9-3, but Oklahoma would get in due to the conference standings. Um, and I think Georgia would win that game for sure if I had to pick.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't letting you. I have Georgia also. Oh shit. I never finished making this. Uh I have Georgia and LSU. I don't know who wins. I'm not the biggest believer in Georgia. I don't think their offense is that good. I don't think their defense is anything great, but somehow, some way, Kirby
Kirby
Smart.
finds a way
Yeah, bro.
every time.
Kirby. Uh, so I mean, I'll put. And Gunner's not bad, but he's not. But I don't know. I just have a sense that Lane Kiffin, what he did at Ole Miss the last 3 years, like he won 10 games. Like, Ole Miss isn't supposed to be winning 10 games.
Right.
Now he has probably the most talent he's ever had on the team, except for when he was a Bama OC. With the same OC he had at Ole Miss and a legit defensive coordinator. So I don't know. I don't know who wins that game. I guess I'll give it to Lane. I'll have Lane come into the SEC and shock the world year one. I wouldn't say shock the world, but because
Year what?
um
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm going on. I'm confident in the Lane train. I think if Sam Levitt stays healthy, they have a chance just because of how I want to see their run game too. I don't know who their lead back's going to be, or if they're going to use like 4 running backs, but I just trust Lane. I have confidence in Lane's ability to Did he win SEC last year? No, right? No. But
Georgia won it.
that's right. But yeah, I don't know. Something about Lane is just screaming, pick me, pick me. But I'm gonna go to LSU over Georgia.
That's exactly what Jacob likes to hear.
Greatest conference on planet Earth.
Should that team times last?
Oh yeah, the calories at what, 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 14 now.
Jimmy, I'm with you. I mean, I think Oklahoma can be a really, really, really good team. I went back and forth. I initially had Oklahoma winning, but I kind of had to put on my bias hat here for a second. I ended up going with LSU over Georgia. But to Georgia's point, or to Georgia's credit, A, it's Kirby, B, it's Gunner. I think this might be the best secondary Kirby's had in a while.
We got KJ Bolden.
I mean, this secondary is crazy. But I mean, like what Pat said, I mean, LSU's roster full of talent, and Lane is Lane. Like, it comes down to our offensive line. If our offensive line can play, then we'll be fine. But the offensive line to me is the biggest question mark. So the run game, I think, will be fine. I think we have 4 running backs that can tote the rock, just feed the hot hand each week. But I'm gonna take LSU over Georgia. When Lane and Kirby play each other, it's always just pure cinema. They go way back, and I mean that game LSU Georgia. I need to see that. Like I need that game to happen because we haven't played Georgia since 2018.
Damn.
So and Joe Burrow beat Georgia came to Tiger Stadium and Joe Burrow beat them. But
Yeah.
if Brian Kelly made the title game year 1, Lane can make it year 1.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, the Oklahoma pick for you, like I went back and forth so much on them because I think they're such a good team. But I got LSU over Georgia.
Nice. All right. Highest group of 5 team. This year I'm gonna go with New Mexico. Jason X back. I think it's his second year.
Yeah, second.
Quarterback returns. Jack Lane. So they had 4 losses last year. They lost to Michigan, which they were in that game versus Michigan at the Big House for a long time. Turned the ball over, ended up losing that game. They lost at San Jose State, at Boise, who were pretty decent teams last year, and then they lost to Minnesota in the bowl game. And if y'all have been keeping track of Minnesota and PJ Fleck, they don't lose bowl games. So not really a bad loss there. I think they can improve off of that. And with the conference they're in, Boise's no longer in. So I think it's kind of set up for them to win the conference. And they have a very manageable schedule. So give me New Mexico.
I got Navy. I think Navy finally does it. They've been there every year. They're back end of the top 25. I mean, they've swept Air Force, I think, the last 2 years. I mean, their one loss will probably be the Notre Dame game. And if that's their one loss, I think they can get in as that highest ranked G5. Maybe in the playoffs would be kind of electric.
Do they still have their quarterback?
No,
Is
he
it quarterback?
graduated. Like,
Okay.
he graduated. But the guy that's starting this year started 3 games last year.
I was gonna say that's a plug and play system, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Navy. See, I thought they'd make it last year. They were
I did
close.
too.
Sleeper team, I will say, South Florida for me. South Florida.
with Brian Hartline, and you don't talk about going into the portal. Got a lot of guys. Who was LSU's QB last year?
Van Buren.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's gonna be New Mexico.
Buren sucks.
I mean, UNLV.
You going UNLV?
Yeah,
Dan Mullen
Dan the man and the power
and
forward.
Jackson Arnold?
Um, they just have a. I don't know. Their roster is very weird. They have a lot of guys from SEC, Big Ten schools that either got kicked off the team or weren't playing or played terrible. Or you would think you put all those guys together on a G5, should be able to put it together. I don't know. I just think Jackson Arnold is a good enough QB to not have any issue versus UNLV's opponents.
I mean, yeah, they've been close the last couple of years
Yeah,
too.
as
It was between them and Boise 2 years ago. Last year they were pretty good. I like it. All right. Final segment. We have we're picking our national champion, right?
yeah,
Okay. So I have been debating between three teams. I told y'all Texas, Oregon, and Miami. I feel like this is a year where we don't have like a surprise national champ like we did last year in Indiana. I think this is a year where we have a team that's been kind of knocking at the door for a little bit and is finally going to break through. We kind of saw a pattern of this back when it was the 14 playoff. Like Clemson had to lose the first time to beat Alabama the next time, and then they won again in 18. Georgia had to lose to Alabama like in 17 to come back and win in 21. Michigan, they had to lose in 21 and 22 to win in 23. So I feel like these teams have been battle tested but have came up short. Um, are going to be the teams that are going to prevail this time around.
yeah,
So with Texas, Oregon, and Miami, these are three teams that have been knocking at the door for a couple years now, especially Texas and Oregon's case. And I think that all that experience that the coaching staff gets and even a lot of the players get going to the semifinals and losing, going to the national championship game and losing, things of that nature. I think that just builds a lot of character, that builds a lot of urgency within the program. And I think that just carries the team throughout the entire course of the season. That being said, my national champion this year is going to be
let's go. I hope so, man.
I think them not making the Big Ten title game this year is going to help them out. Um, as far as like resetting their mind and focusing on the task, which is winning the national championship. Similar to what Ohio State did in 2024. Like I seen Caleb Downs talk on a podcast. I think it might have been the Pivot, but he was like, losing to Michigan at home in 2024 was actually the best thing to happen for us because it helped us reset and refocus, um, and gave us that motivation to go out and win the national championship, as opposed to 2025 where they already got to the big. They didn't have really a challenge the whole season. They got to the Big Ten title game, and it was like a shock that Indiana was still in the game, and they didn't even know how to handle certain situations because they weren't really battle tested the whole way through. So I think Oregon being battle tested this year with a relatively tough schedule is going to help them out, and I think they're going to end up overcoming that and winning the national championship this year.
You couldn't have said it better. I would. The only difference I have is I do have them winning the Big Ten, but like you said, it's national championship or bust for them. This is Dan Lanning's. It's just the best team that. It's just on paper the most talented team that Oregon's ever had in
You
history.
think so?
Yeah, they had the best D line in the nation. Uh,
Over 2014?
yeah.
You think so? Yeah.
Well, yeah, the 2014 team was Marcus Mariota carrying them. I mean, you had Buckner and
Who was the running backs?
in 2014 there was Andy Thomas had just won pro.
Was it
It was Byron Marshall.
let me see. Y'all
Tony.
had Josh Huff that by then, right?
Nah, he was gone.
He was gone.
He was there with Darren Thomas.
Let me see who y'all had.
Should have been, yeah, Byron Marshall, Tony Brooks James. Uh, no, Byron Marshall moved to receiver. Who was the running back? Oh, it was Royce Freeman.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Marshall was still okay. He was still running the ball a little bit.
yeah.
Tyner as well. That's what I forgot about.
Where he transferred to Oregon State. But yeah, Byron Marshall was playing some receiver as well. But yeah, that was Royce Freeman. Um, I think he
Rolls
was a
Royce.
sophomore year. He was a 4-year starter, so that was his freshman because then he played with Herbert for 3 years. Well, 2014, Mariota left, and then it was Vernon Adams,
Adams.
and then Dakota Perkop transferred from Montana State and got benched for
Hey,
7.
that boy was good and terrible. Dakota Prukop.
Yeah, bro. We were 4-8. Mark Huffers got fired, and then the best hire, and well, not the best hire, but the hire that set Oregon on the trajectory that they are now is Willie Taggart.
But yeah, he just left y'all, right?
He went 7-6 and left for Florida State.
Wow.
And then we promoted the players wanted Mario Cristobal to be promoted internally, so we promoted him. But he brought Cristobal over from Bama.
That's right.
Uh, and then
Remember Braxton Burmeister?
yeah, the Virginia Tech QB. He transferred from Oregon too. We've had a lot of QBs transfer out to go play. Who was the dude that went to Terry Wilson that went to Kentucky?
Yeah, I didn't even know he started at Oregon. For the
Yeah,
longest. Yeah.
he went to JUCO.
Touchdown Terry.
But yeah, I have Oregon winning it all too.
Jacob, where'd Jacob go?
Oh, you just killed a wasp.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh, hello. I'm back.
I heard the hat smacking. I guess I'm not coming through that hole.
Nah, I think it might have came in when I opened the door earlier. I don't know. Yeah,
They'd be lurking, bro. They'd be fucking lurking, waiting to come in and attack. I hate wasps. Like, I don't understand. What is the wasp? They literally nothing good or productive for animals or literally pointless, bro. They just fly around like, who can I fucking sting today? Oh yeah, bro. I don't understand it. Sorry.
Jacob, who's your natty pick?
dude, mine.
Don't no the other person. Third.
Jimmy's favorite team, the Oklahoma Sooners.
He laughed.
I don't believe that.
No, it's not. I want to pick them. I really do. I mean, I really think they're such. I think they're going to be really, really, really good. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the SEC. I wouldn't be surprised if they run the table. But I'm kind of in the same path with y'all. I'm going to pick Oklahoma. I'm going to pick Oregon.
Great, great. Oh,
But I don't know, man. I really want to pick Oklahoma.
so pick somebody else.
That's who I had on my list too. You know, screw it. I'll stick with Oklahoma. I'll stick with
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. I think that defense is still really good. That secondary is really good.
My thing is Mateer gonna stop making these boneheaded mistakes?
So I do. I think he switched that throwing motion. It's his second year in the SEC. His what third or fourth year with Arbuckle. Their thing, if they can establish a good run game, then I think they're going to be really, really good. Kind of like Jimmy, what you said with Oregon not making the Big Ten title game. I think me not having Oklahoma in the title game is the best thing that could happen for them.
Yeah.
They kind of get that extra motivation. They get that extra time off to get healthy, which means they'll probably play a first round game. I mean, I think there's something to be said about playing that game and not being off for a whole month. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Oklahoma. I'll ride with the Sooners.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
I think he just threw up.
I did. But I respect it though. I mean, they're a very, very good defensive team. Um, and what held them back was the lack of a run game and John Mateer's poor decision making. I mean, those are the two things that held them back last year. But if they can clean that up and then just have at least a decent run game,
Right.
they're going to be in every single game that they play. Because even the games they lost, they were in the game. Well, our game we beat the brakes off them, but in the other games, it was relatively close, and it could have gone either way. I think they lose to
They
oh
lost to Bam. They lost to Bama in the playoffs.
they lost to Bama in the playoffs. I think they lost to Ole Miss in the regular season. Then they lost to us too. But they had a chance to win that game, and it didn't happen. But um, it's gonna be a very interesting season, bro. I'm excited. Week 0 starts in 6 days, so we shall see how things pan out.
I'm so hyped. I've been waiting since the end of football season last year. Since that left a sour taste in my mouth versus Indiana.
Oh yeah, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready, man. But any last words before we hop off?
Yeah, yeah,
What's that?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, no, I don't have one. I would have had one, but it's a little too easy. So
I have technically five.
What?
Basketball, but it's
It's AP Gold History Trivia.
hmm. Do you guys know who holds the record for being the only team to start the year as AP?
hold on, I hear the echo.
Who's the only team to be AP preseason number one to start the year and hold that spot all the way through and winning the national championship?
USC.
All right, bro. I guess I'll ask you guys another one.
Like number one the whole way?
Yeah, 2004.
Has it not happened more than one time?
Uh,
Really?
I guess it could have. That this just says that was the last team to do it.
None of Saban's teams did it?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Did you hear Jacob's answer or no?
He said USC, right?
Yeah. You get the other ones were on here. The AP poll debuted in 1936. The number one, the team that was ranked number one for the very first AP poll was PJ Fleck and the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Yeah, Minnesota.
I didn't know that. Y'all know who holds the record for the most times being preseason number one at 10?
Alabama.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
National champions.
They won like a bunch back
Yeah.
then.
I guess I asked you guys all these because there's one more. Who holds the all-time record with 348 consecutive appearances in the AP poll?
Is it Oklahoma as well?
Mm-mm.
That's gotta be Ohio State.
No.
Is that Alabama?
Nebraska.
No.
Neb-
Yes, Jimmy.
Nebraska, yeah.
All right. Anyway, the trivia that was way too.
Nebraska was crazy back then.
With
Uh,
with Tom Osborne
it'd be
Yeah.
little facts.
and Pat's boy Scott Frost.
Yo, Scott.
Ah, Frost. He's terrible.
You see that?
Yes, he is terrible.
Former NFL safety.
Yeah, I'll have a trivia for the next episode.
That's fair.
But that's gonna wrap this thing up. CFP enthusiasts conference predictions, conference championship game predictions, and winners. Um, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Where we'll be talking all things college football throughout the entire course of the year. So this is the place you want to be for that. Other than that, I'm Jimmy. That's Pat. That's Jacob. We are out. Peace.